dinosaur guys.
Wow, you are just like a painted turtle.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew. You're watching Animals and Andy. We're on another episode down in Costa Rica, down in Liberia, on the Pacific side. I got to join an organization for about 3 weeks now. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've been meeting research assistants like Kayla and like Luthia, and then like Sandra, and everyone's kind of working on their own project right now, which is super cool. And they get to do data and bring data and do some research, and work on that main goal, that whether it's a thesis or that that main focus. And we're going to talk about and dive into what's your main focus with the data that you're grabbing.
Okay.
And also, you know what, before we even start, describe yourself, who you are, how long you've been doing this for, and what is your goal in the future.
Okay. So hi, I'm Lucia, and I'm working now as a research assistant with TLT. And yeah, I'm also doing my master's project here, and it's a bit about recording where the negras turtle nest all around the beach, and make like a map where all the nests are, and that way we can see if they choose in the same season and in several seasons the same spots, or they choose different ones, so that way we can know if they choose actively the place to nest or if they do randomly.
Mm-hmm. So grabbing that data, tell me, like, in one sentence, why it's important to understand what that data is telling us, and what is it really telling us that they're coming back to lay their eggs. Mm-hmm. And tell me about the coordinates in more particular.
Yeah, so that way it's very important to know that, because if they are choosing different spots, then I'm gonna relate it with the sex radio of the hatchling, so that way we can know which places of the beach are more likely to produce females or males or both, or
Because we also do we do temperatures, right? So we basically have a big stick that's what, about 100 centimeters?
Yeah.
100 centimeters, and we have about 4 little cylinders. That's at 10 centimeters, 25 centimeters, 50, 75, and 100. And we're taking the temperatures at each and every level. And obviously, like we talked about before, it's very specific to each species of turtle of how deep they dig. So we're pulling that data, which makes sense, and it's pretty cool.
And also we have some special devices that we put, they are named hobo, and we put it inside the negras nest, and that way we can know the temperature every day for all the period of incubation. So
Is it taking the mean?
no,
Like
it
the-
takes all the temperatures.
So throughout the whole entire day. Wow. So you see, like it's a graph.
Every hour it took a temperature, and it comes for, I don't know, 2 months, all the period that they are.
Wow.
Yeah,
And now we're talking about climate change and sea turtles in particular, and also a lot of reptiles. The temperature bases the sexuality of whether it's going to become a male, whether it's going to become a female. So that's how that ties into with climate change.
They don't have like us as humans. We as mammals, we have sexual chromosomes that determine if we are going to be a male or a female. But most reptiles, and especially turtles, they don't have those chromosomes, so their sex radio is determined by the temperature of what the nest is during the incubation.
And tell everybody, warmer temperatures are going to be producing what?
Warmer temperatures are going to produce females. So the fact now, it's like the general temperature, the mean temperature of the world is getting higher and higher and higher, and how it's going to affect the turtles, no?
So it's basically going to be an awesome time to live as a sea turtle if you're a male, but not so much if you're a female.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like going to a party and being the only guy there and just going, wow, maybe I should leave. I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, but you're never gonna burn. Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so you know what? Let's dive into another thing. Well, let's just say we wake up tomorrow and the temperatures have increased so much and basically now we have a ratio of 90% females in every single nest around all the world. Um, how would you even feel about like incubating eggs on your own? So basically taking like Mother Nature's side of things. You are now Mother Nature. You're taking those eggs, you're putting it into an incubator to create more males and more balance. How do you feel about that?
I'm not. I'm not a fan of taking things on our own, and I don't know. I think we have to let things be the most. I don't know, the most we can. You know, like
So not playing God.
yeah, it's like natural selection is acting now. So we cannot presume that because we are warming up the earth, we have to change it because we are not really sure 100% how it's going to be because we know at what temperature a turtle is gonna become a female or at what temperature it's gonna become a male, but we don't really know it for every single population because now the way to do it is just by killing the hatchlings, and no project is going to do that. So
Wow.
we just know these numbers for the population of the Caribbean, and they knew it in the 1985. So maybe turtles evolve and that temperatures change, and we don't know yet. You know, so we are assuming that they are becoming population female bias, but we are not 100% sure. Well, I would love to generate our own for this beach, for Cabuyal Beach, our own specific temperatures for knowing who's gonna be a female and who's gonna be a male. So yeah, I like this line of thinking and research, and I think it will be amazing.
Tell us about the data that you already pulled. And she already told me about this data. And she showed me on the computer, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. So explain to them what importance of the data that you're pulling and how it relates to the work that we do every night and day.
Okay. So at this beach, what we do is recording nesting events. Like every time a female turtle came to the beach, we point out everything, like what she's doing, at what time. And then when she actually nests, we have to do we have to take a lot of samples and data from all this process. And yeah, one of these data, we determine where is exactly the nest.
So we basically have the beach, what's called Playa, right? Playa's beach.
Yeah.
So we have markers along the entire beach.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to like 1375 or something like that.
1425.
1425.
Yeah.
And tell them about the data that, you know, one particular turtle in particular, or is it a lot of turtles that are pulling this?
Yeah, as I said, we mark from every point that he said. We make measurements from that point to the nest and to the southern point to the nest, and yeah, that way we can know exactly where the nest is at the beach. So what I discovered already is that so many turtles that came in the same season and also in several seasons, they are actively choose the same spots at the beach.
Wow, because she showed me literally the markers, whether it was 1375 or 11 or 10 or 4, and she's pulling like what was it, like 1175 or something like that, or was it 1175? And each species of turtles has its sexual reproduction cycle comes in and out and lays eggs at the same beach a couple times. Like a leatherback can do something along the lines of like 7 to like 10 times of where it'll come back, and it has actually the quickest process of how it resets its sexual clock. So every like 9 to like 13 days it'll come back, versus like a negra, which is a black turtle, former subspecies of the green turtle, and that one comes back every how many days roughly? Like
3 to 7, like in a medium.
yeah, nice. And
For a season, and then
for a season. So 3 to 7 times they'll come back.
and they come back like 2 years or 3 years.
Every
later.
every 2 to 3 years it'll come back to the same spot. And it's basically, it helps us as well because when we're patrolling the beach,
Yeah.
and for example, we just came across a female negra, and we were able to find the tag on its flipper. So we knew which one it was because it came back in the past. And then we were pulling data and we're like, yeah, that turtle comes back to this particular part of the beach. So every time we go north and south, we're excited to hit up that the north in this case for this one particular turtle, which is so cool. And we saw her 2 nights ago, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're like hoping like it's like it was supposed to be like it's supposed to be last night, and it's supposed to be last night, and now we're just going hopefully tonight. And tonight's my last night to patrol, so I already saw a olive ridley, and now I would love to see a negra.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Wow, and they take a lot more time to lay their nest because they're apparently really picky. They want to like choose the right spots. They'll go to like one spot here, do a body pit, test it out, go to another spot. So apparently they take quite a few hours versus an olive ridley, which can usually pump it out in like 45 minutes, maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah, for a lora, maybe the medium is an hour in the whole process. For a negra, for laying the eggs, if she finds at first the perfect spot, maybe 1 hour, but then they can be like camouflaging all the place for 3 hours or something
Wow.
like that.
So they actually camouflage where they kind of came up with that body pit they created. And I saw the Olive Ridley do that. She did the Olive Ridley shuffle. So she was like this. She was done. She dug everything back up. And then she basically started like shuffling. You could hear like boom, boom, boom. Because we're talking about like a turtle that weighs over 200 pounds.
And try to measure her while she's doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe your finger is gonna die.
You know what? I actually got so much better at measuring, even though I only measured one turtle when I was down here. I kind of understood how to do it super quick. Grab it, pop it, then I got better at that because I almost got my fingers squished a little bit.
Yeah, because they are not small, but they are not huge like the loras, but they can weigh, I don't know, 70 kilos or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's no
So
joke
that-
here. Cool. I'm pretty much ready to wrap up. Do you have anything you want to tell the people that are watching this, whether it's 10 people, 2 people, or a million people, or 3.3 million people that are watching this video? What do you want to tell the world?
So thank you very much for watching us, and I don't know, enjoy nature, enjoy life, and don't destroy it, because everyone like can enjoy it, no?
Yeah.
So yeah, and wildlife is fucking amazing. Everything so fucking beautiful. So yeah, don't fuck with it. No, sorry.
we gonna come to your house while you're sleeping. We're gonna knock to the door. We're gonna kick to the door, and we're just gonna do what you did to nature. Yeah, Nature Mafia.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's for a movie.
Nature Mafia.
Me too.
Whoa. Screw animals and Andy. It's gonna be Mafia Nature sounds pretty cool, or Nature Mafia.
Mafia nature.
Mafia Nature, eh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're gonna head out.
Thank you.
Pura vida.
Pura vida, Mike. Ciao.
Ciao.